Pull up a seat by the campfire and be welcome to another episode of my 2026 travel log. On April 1st, 2026, Toby and I set off from home in Sanford, North Carolina. 6 months on the road, a Ram Power Wagon, an Airstream Caravelle. And every morning since then has started the same way, with Torvi nudging me awake, checking in, and making sure I'm steady before the day begins. Her routine keeps me straight long before I ever step outside. On April 17th, after that familiar start, we broke camp at Garner State Park and prepared to head west toward Davis Mountain State. The plan was simple. The day was not. While packing up, I realized the financial fault. No sponsors, no ads, no backup fund, just my own budget and an unexpected home expense that wiped everything clean. No cash, no usable balance, prepaid campsite waiting hundreds of miles away, and a fuel gauge that suddenly felt like a countdown. That familiar anxiety started to rise, and that's when Torvi pressed against my leg, steady, insistent, grounded. She pulled me back into the moment long enough to think instead of panic. I opened the All Stays app and filtered for free campsites along our route. One result stood out: Governor's Landing, part of Amistad National Recreation Area. Place to stop, breathe, conserve fuel, and buy time to fix the cash flow problem. We pulled in late morning. The reservoir was calm. The cliffs were quiet. The wind moved across the water like it had nowhere else to be. Torvi hopped out, nose up, reading the space, reading. The site cost $10 and a self-serve kiosk. And at that moment, I didn't even have $10. But we didn't need to stay the night. We just needed time. I contacted my bank, explained the situation, waited. Torvi sat beside me the whole time, leaning into my leg, keeping me regulated while the uncertainty played out. By noon, the funds were released. Not a windfall, just enough to keep moving. We climbed back into the truck and rolled onto 90 West. The stretch between Del Rio and Alpine is long and empty. Sometimes between 20 minutes pass without seeing another traveler. Occasionally, a border patrol truck. Mostly, just us, the desert, and the hum of the tires. Torvi slept with her head against the console, trusting the road even when I wasn't sure I did. We reached Davis Mountain State Park that afternoon and set up camp without any more drama. I even remembered to shut the water faucet before hooking up. Small victory, but a victory nonetheless. This was one of our longer stays. 10 nights. Enough time to explore both Davis Mountains and Big Bend National Park. The long stays come with their own logistics. Laundry, groceries, mail. Things government-run campgrounds don't always make easy. Thankfully, Fort Davis, Alpine, and Marfa were close enough to keep us supplied. On April 21st, after Torvi's morning routine and a calm start, we packed lunch and water and headed to Big Bend. The Dometic cooler kept everything cold, powered by the truck and the jackal. Route 118 carried us through buttes and open desert, the kind of scenery that makes you slow down without meaning to. Our original plan was to visit Ejido Boquia's crossing port of entry, but it was closed. So, we shifted, something this trip keeps teaching me to do, and explored the eastern side of the park instead. Rio Grande Overlook, Panther Junction, lunch at Hot Springs while a herd of wild horses grazed nearby. Torvi watched them with quiet curiosity, calm and alert. After a full day of wandering, we returned to our campsite at Davis Mountains. The sun dropped behind the ridges, the air cooled, and Torvi curled up beside me like she always does at the end of a long day. The final anchor in a journey that keeps teaching me how to move forward. In our next episode, Torvi and I will be at Bottomless Lake State Park in New Mexico and experiencing the culture of Roswell. Thanks for watching.